Yo! How's it going? It's Victor Wilt. It is Monday, and boy, does it feel like it. Hope the day goes by quick. All right. Christmas time, right around the corner. What do we got, about 9 days? Yeah, next Wednesday. Okay. Hope you've got everything accomplished that you needed to have accomplished at this point. I myself, I think I'm about done. I had a weird moment over the weekend. I'm not sure if she's listening right now, but I watched a lot of TV with my lady over the weekend. We've been watching Yellow Jackets, which, what a great show. It's crazy. It always blows my mind when you start diving into one of these shows that you've never, or maybe you've heard of it, but don't know anything about it. And as you get a ways in, you're like, how have I missed this up to this point? But anyway, at some point, my lady mentioned that she hoped we didn't get each other the same thing. And at that moment, I had something click in my head. An item that I intended to get her for Christmas that I totally spaced. And I'm wondering, because there's not enough time. I realized this, I think it was Friday, if I remember right, Friday or Saturday. But this particular item, I think I got her lots of cool stuff. But this particular item, I wanted to just kick myself right in the face. I'm like, how did you forget about that? How did you forget about this one thing? And so I'm very curious if that particular item, because sometimes it feels like we got a psychic connection. I bet I know what one of the things she got me is, and I bet it'll be that thing that I had noted in everything to pick up, because I had done some shopping around to find this particular thing. If it turns out that's what it is, I'm going to be so mad. So we'll see. We'll see. And if not, then I can just be like, oh, I got something good for down the road. But she's really good at getting gifts, and I just bet this particular thing is what I'm thinking of. So we'll see. We'll see. Other than that, that wasn't like a bad moment during the weekend, because we were wrapping gifts and stuff. We hang out on the phone. In case you're going, how can you hang out together and wrap each other's gifts? Yeah, she lives, unfortunately, about as far away as it gets. Connecticut. Very far away. So, yes, are able to hang and wrap gifts at the same time. Just can't be on a video call. So anyway, that was pretty much my weekend. Hung out with the cats. Cleaned up around the house a little bit, trying to get it, together and in order for my daughter, who's arriving Saturday at midnight. Yeah. Guess staying up late Saturday night. And again, another reason I should have taken Monday off. Maybe I've got more PTO than I remember. I really think I should embrace the 5-day weekend. We'll see. Anyhow, hope you're doing good. Hope that Monday's starting okay. But yeah, I'm ready to rock and roll. We were talking about Christmas presents a minute ago. If you bought your children a balloon blowing kit off of Amazon, now Health Canada has issued a consumer product advisory about this particular balloon blowing kit. I don't know if these are available in the US, but Canada's cracking down. Now, I've seen these before. They're these little tubes of goo, and it comes with a little plastic straw. And I don't know, you can squeeze the goo out and blow balloons and bubbles. But I guess the chemicals in the goo, they can create vapors, which if children, accidentally, when trying to blow a balloon or bubble, if they breathe in the vapor, yeah, they might have some serious problems, like dizziness, difficulties with coordination of voluntary movements, or hallucinations. So if you've recently bought your kid a balloon blowing kit and they're wandering around their room, Mom, Santa's on the roof. I hear the reindeer clop, clop, clop. Well, you never know. You might have a squirrel in one of the pipes in your house or something. You might want to look around before you go, my child's hallucinating. But, yeah, you may want to look into this if that was something you bought as a stocking stuffer. All right? I don't think that's good for children. So they have removed these from sale online at Amazon Canada, but I don't know about the U.S., so, yeah. Just throwing it out there. Want the kids to have a hallucination-free Christmas, okay? Back in a minute. One of them guilty pleasure tracks right there. That's No Resolve covering Kiss from a Rose. The original. Great song. Great song. Popped up in that show I was talking about, Yellow Jackets. And so it's been kind of stuck in my head since. And I don't know, a lot of things in the last number of days, I guess, pushing me in the direction of watching the Hangover movies. I think it was it Friday night or Saturday night? I don't remember which one because my memory's garbage. But after watching Yellow Jackets and hearing that song pop up, like, I got to watch The Hangover while I went to bed. So I threw on the first one and, just out of curiosity, I got looking around to see if the others were streaming. And unfortunately, I don't think so. So I don't know. One of these days, I'm going to have to just pick up, Blu-rays or something. You could probably get all of them in just one set. The Hangover trilogy. Again, I talked about that movie series just last week. I guess I was destined to dive in and watch it again. It just doesn't get old to me. There are a few moments in that movie that are just hilarious to me every single time. So it was an enjoyable doze off as I threw that on whichever night that was. Pretty good weekend. It's just unfortunate that today is Monday. Ugh, ew. So anyway, yeah, if you haven't ever seen those movies, I don't know if they're for everybody. Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is about those movies that I just really enjoy. But there are a number of movies that I'm a huge fan of that aren't for everybody. I've talked about The Human Centipede before. I haven't watched that in many, many years. Maybe I should watch it again and be like, this isn't as funny as I remember. Who knows? I might have just been in the right mood to where something completely vile was making me laugh, and maybe it's not that funny. I will admit that I've never seen Human Centipede 3. I tried throwing it on, a couple months ago, and I don't know if I'm just getting old, but right out of the gate, within the first 2 minutes, I'm like, okay, I'm not in the mood for this. It got pretty gross really fast. So I'm turning into an old dad, I guess. Anyway, I hope that Monday goes by quick for you. And hopefully I can find some fun news to talk about. I've got some good stuff on deck already. It's looking pretty good for the show today, but we'll see. We'll see if I can execute said breaks at an entertaining level. We'll find out. New from Poppy, have you had enough? Well, when it comes to persimmons, his wife hasn't had enough, apparently. She can never get enough, and he's mad. This guy is a total whiner. Found an article here about a husband sparking a food sharing debate after getting angry at his wife for eating his persimmons. She's eating all my fruit! Settle down, dude. All right. This apparently originated from the Am I the Jerk subreddit. It's a different word. You can figure it out. Not allowed to say that word on air, which is ridiculous in 2024, but it is what it is. So anyway, this guy and his wife, they like persimmons. Now, I'm sure I've ate this kind of fruit at some point. I hope I even said the name of it right. But I've seen them at Winco, have never picked one up. I don't know, they look like a tomato or something, but they're orange. Anyway, he likes his very ripe He said he likes it when it resembles pudding. This sounds gross to me, all right? Mushy fruit. I like my fruit just borderline rotten. All right, dude, whatever. His wife, though, she likes the persimmons firm. So he leaves his out to just ripen for, he says, days to weeks. And normally this works out fine, but recently his wife just started mowing down all his persimmons. He's like, I put mine in a basket in the corner of the kitchen. She has hers in a different spot, and she ate all of hers by midweek. So I got her more. Then she ate those, and now she started eating mine. Meh. Just buy more of them, dude. It's fruit. You know, if your family mows down 5 bananas, and you needed more of them, next week you buy 6 or 7. Dude, just give her the fruit, dude. He's like, I designate food as mine. Like, it's food, man. I don't know. I've got delicious foods I enjoy, but you know, if somebody stopped by, even just a homie, and I'm like, make yourself at home. You hungry? Get some food. And then they mow down, I don't know, leftover cheeseburger or something. I'm like, well, that might have been good later, but whatever. I can go get another cheeseburger. Yeah. Yeah. What's a persimmon cost? I don't know. Are they pretty good? I don't like the sound of eating one that's like goo. I don't like pudding fruit. That doesn't sound very good, but who knows? Maybe it's absolutely delicious. Anyway, just share your snacks with people. It's just food. I would understand if you were at work, you know, you've got one meal, and that's your lunch for the day, and somebody eats it, okay. But this is home. Get in the cupboard, get yourself some crackers or something, dude, and learn your lesson. Buy extra. Sometimes it's good to be a D-level celebrity. When you're a loudmouth, like me. I've, poked fun or cast my judgment upon certain locations before on air, and I've never had to, apologize. Be like, okay, Burley's not that bad. Well, I've also thrown out a bit of, confusion as to why people would want to live in Texas. Shout out to those of you listening in Texas. You're awesome. I've never really spent real time in Texas, so I shouldn't judge. All right, I've flown through. I've dealt with the Dallas airport. I've looked out the window of an airplane when I've been flying over Texas, and I've looked out the window at the Dallas airport and been like, "Oh, what is this place?" I don't know if I ever used the phrase the butthole and armpit of America to describe Texas, but I've been like, I don't know why anybody would want to live there. Though I've heard Idaho described as cold Texas. So maybe I would like it there. I don't know. Because that's the worst part about Idaho. What's happening outside right now? Winter. Well, anyway, Jason Kelsey, one of the Kelsey brothers, I guess he was on ESPN, and that's how he referred to Dallas. And people got very mad at him. How dare you say that about Dallas? And I guess it was a joke in relation to something somebody said about Springfield, because they were doing some kind of AI overlay to make it look like Simpsons characters were playing football. And so somebody called Springfield the armpit of America's butt crack, which is, I guess, a direct reference from The Simpsons. So he thought he'd make a funny joke about Dallas. And people get very upset when somebody who doesn't live there critiques a particular place. So, it's like when people from Boise are online bashing on East Idaho. And, well, screw you, Boise. Who do you think you are? Meh. Slightly bigger version of us. That's it. All right? And we got better outdoors. So you get, Boise. Even me, who's like, well, I don't really care that much. If I see smug online turds from Boise talking smack. I'm like, yeah, what you got? A few more restaurants? A few more shows? Meh. All right, anyway. Just be careful. Yeah. Talk a little smack online. Next thing you know, you're having to make a public apology. I will not publicly apologize to Burley for saying it's a place that I would not live. I could say worse about it. It's a weird place. I don't know. And every time I hear something about Burley, it seems like it reinforces my thoughts about it. You know, people just need to get out of there. Everyone I know who has remained in Burley, it did not end up going good for them. I got some news about a couple of old friends from Burley I hadn't talked to in many years the other day, and I'm like, wow, that's horrible. That sucks. But they never left Burley, so I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. It just doesn't go good for people there. So, anyway, it's their own fault, but still disappointing. Anyway, hey, look at that. It's my fave. All right, I know it's Monday. You might be hanging out at work or headed there. I hope you have a decent day. I hope you don't get stabbed at work. I mean, I would hope that doesn't happen outside of work as well, but, you know, just trying to make it through a shift. That's just going to screw things up a little bit, I'd say. That's a bad day at work. Portland, Oregon. This guy is a DJ at the Casa Diablo Vegan Strip Club. All right? I didn't know there were vegan strip clubs, but whatever. You know, there was an article recently floating around about, you know, we were talking about one of the Kelseys a minute ago. I guess the Travis Kelce, the one dating Taylor Swift, he was in the news like, I love strip club wings. To me, it sounds like a very strange place to go get a meal. You know? I've been to a few in my day. I don't know. I think sitting down at any kind of, unless it's like a bar and grill and there's, I don't know. It just seemed weird to me. But anyway, this guy's a strip club DJ at the Casa Diablo Vegan Strip Club. He's just doing his show. You know, he's just sitting there churning out the tunes. You know, a little Buck Cherry, little 9 Inch Nails. Next thing you know, he says he feels what felt like a 500-pound guy just punching him in the back as hard as he could. So he turns around expecting there to be a huge there about to fight him. But no, it was one of the dancers, and she had just stabbed him right in the back. Just, and so then he took in a breath and realized his left lung had collapsed, falls to the ground, there's blood all over the place, and he almost died. Almost died. So they're trying to figure out why he was attacked, and the cops believe that, well, she just intended to kill someone, and he happened to be right there. She just kind of snapped. They found her hiding in the bushes alongside the road as they were escorting his ambulance to the hospital at the time. Jeez. Yeah, you got any fellow employees that seem a little off kilter? Because he says, you know, hey, they should have been paying attention to some of her concerning behaviors beforehand. Like, if you have a fellow employee that you think, they might stab me. I'm getting the stabby vibes from, Crystal down the hall. She just got kind of that stabby look in her eyes. You should probably report that to HR and, have them investigate. All right? Because, again, just trying to get through a day at work. There's no good time for a stabbing. All right? But in the middle of a shift, I don't know what day of the week it was. Was it a Monday? Can you imagine? You go to work, it's Monday. Oh, next thing you know, wouldn't be good. So just be cautious. People get a little extra stress during the holidays. Always try to be the one who's nice to everybody at work. Then when somebody does snap, hopefully they don't come after you. Freak News is powered by Grease Monkey, voted Idaho's best oil change. It's rock and roll. Here we go. A lot of people traveling with the upcoming holiday. looking at a video here of a passenger standing for the entirety of a 7-hour flight. Oh, can you not be annoying on the airplane? Yeah, she's just standing there watching a movie on the, back of the seat there, but she's standing in the aisle. She's got a blanket wrapped around herself. Why? Why won't she sit down? I know it's not the worst thing in the world, but there's something about just throwing off the normalcy of a flight with somebody standing in the row. It would drive me crazy. Now, why is what I want to know. Why was she standing? And isn't it a rule that you need to sit in your seat? The seatbelt light comes on, you got to sit down. Now, people are saying maybe she has some health issues. Maybe she has some back issues or something like that. Okay, there was one time I flew to Mexico, all right? And I was having bad back pain at the time. And it was the most miserable, horrific flight ever. And I was in so much pain just sitting there. And then the entire time I was there, I was, dealing with back pain. It was awful. But you know what I did? I sat in that seat and dealt with the pain all the way south. So anyway, there's no word as to why she was standing the whole time. But again, it would make me crazy if there was somebody just standing in the aisle next to me. I'm claustrophobic enough with people just sitting close to me. So, yikes. Okay, what else do we have for freaking news? If you're in the market for a Christmas gift, weird items will pop up on my Facebook Marketplace. Over in Rexburg, somebody is trying to get rid of a cursed or haunted Ouija board. Now, you're probably envisioning something very different than this particular Ouija board. You might be thinking of a, scary looking all wood. It looks kind of old Ouija board. No, this is the world's smallest Ouija board. Looks like about as big as a book of matches. And the person who is trying to sell it said they bought a bunch of mini games for stocking stuffers, and this one was accidentally shipped to them instead of Pictionary. So they tried to send it back. The return was rejected, and it was in their mailbox again. So they tried to give it away, and nobody wants it. They just can't get rid of it. It just keeps coming back. So they're selling it for $20. Sorry, it's got to be a full-size cursed Ouija board for me to purchase it for Christmas. So unfortunately, this one's just too small. But it's on the Facebook Market if you're looking. Now, I would imagine any Ouija board showing up in Rexburg is going to be considered cursed, right? I'm surprised that when these packages roll into Rexburg, something like a Ouija board wouldn't just immediately burst into flames as it rolled into the city limits. But, speaking of other items for sale online, I posted about this one in the K-Bear 101 Idaho Rock and Metal group on Facebook. Cutter, who hosts the Cutting Edge Countdown Sundays from 8 to 10 p.m., he shoots me a text over the weekend, or maybe it was a Facebook message, I don't remember. But anyhow, his son had purchased a phone case on Amazon, and it showed up, and I guess Cutter didn't look at it prior to it showing up. It's a phone case with a whole bunch of band logos on it. You got Linkin Park, Metallica, Slipknot, Black Sabbath, Rob Zombie, etc. It just goes on and on. But right down toward the bottom and right in the center of the phone, also the biggest logo on this phone, the K-Bear 101 logo. That just goes to show when it comes to rock, the entire world apparently recognizes us as your one-stop shop for all things rock and metal, because there's no other radio station logos on this phone, or phone case, I should say. I would have shared it, but it's a bootleg item, clearly. I mean, I shared the picture, but I do have the Amazon link, because I'm going to have to buy one, even though it's, Again, clearly a bootleg product. All of these bands, I'm sure, did not authorize the usage of their logos on said phone. We did not authorize the usage of our logo, but I think it's great and hilarious. So I'm definitely going to have to pick this one up because the current phone case I've got, it's a piece of junk anyway. Might as well get the... I'm sure this one's not going to be great quality because, bootleg product from China or something. But I'm going to get one. I'm going to get one. Even though there are some logos of bands on there that, I'm not a big fan of. I just got to get this stupid phone case. So go check that out. It's out there. Again, I would share it, but it's a bootleg product, so you're going to have to do some Googling, some deep diving on Amazon to find it. But pretty funny stuff. Pretty funny stuff. What's going on, Peaches?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, nothing.
Good case of the Mondays.
Oh, that's a great radio topic for a Monday.
Yeah. It's always fun going back and listening to these old radio stations on YouTube, hours upon hours of different radio stations from 1990 to 2000, and hearing some of the DJ voices.
You can find the same kind of content nowadays.
I'm sure, yeah. Somebody did say once Spotify knows how to give out the local traffic and the weather every 15 minutes, the radio's screwed.
Well, nothing that people need more in 2024 than updates on weather and traffic.
But you're the guy that was like, if we sell the weather, we got to do it.
Oh, yeah, dude.
We got to chuck that whole mindset out the window.
Somebody wants to give us money, we'll say anything. For sure.
Man,
if you would like at the top of every hour me to go, hey, it's the Victor Wilt Show. Today's weather powered by so-and-so. And then, I'll give out the forecast. Sure, give us money. Absolutely.
I already wasn't listening. Now I'm really not going to listen.
But traffic, that one's really funny because in a place like L.A., you know that all the main roads are going to be busy every single day. Every single day.
At least now here, it's busy all the time just because it's the Christmas time and everyone's trying to go last minute Christmas shopping.
Let's see, it's after 8 a.m. Sunnyside and 17th Street, both packed with people in Idaho Falls, Yellowstone, and Pocatello. There's a lot of traffic right now because it's that time of day.
Sunnyside after 5 p.m., the worst thing to go through. The worst thing.
Oh, yeah, it's bad.
Me and my friend Hunter fight over those stupid blinking left-hand turn signals. The yellow, the ones that are in yellow. Hate those things. Complete waste of time.
Well,
and there's no defense against it.
The reason that they have that is just, generally at most of those intersections in the past, not enough people turning left to justify, having a solid green.
Well, now Sunnyside's clogged up big time.
I hear you. That's why I take an alternate route. Just avoid Sunnyside and 17th at certain times of the day.
And it's really funny because, here in Idaho, everyone's always mad about Californians moving in, right?
Yes.
I'm thinking about that, and I'm thinking, there's a lot of families out here that have way too many relatives that move out of state, and then they come back. If you have 12 kids for no reason, sure enough, they're all going to come back for Christmas time, make traffic even worse. So that's a punishment upon yourself.
I suppose. Having that many children does sound kind of nightmarish to me.
Right.
I got 2, and that's a lot of work. So you times that by 6. Whew,
my parents say me and my sister were the worst.
Well, I could imagine. I don't know your sister, but I know you.
No, she's fantastic. She's the good kid.
So they're nice, and they say that both of you are the worst,
right?
Because they don't want to just lay it all on you.
When clearly there's a giant kid upstairs, yelling on his Xbox. My sister's still a tall one, but she's not like a freak.
She's not a loud mouth,
right? She's very quiet. Now she's a kickboxing instructor. I just found out yesterday, so now I really can't mess with her.
All right, I would love to see your sister beat the crap out of you one of these days.
Yeah, right.
That would make for some good online content, Peaches. Peaches got beat up by a girl.
I say stuff like that, but do I really think she would do that? Absolutely not.
I would hope she would. You're an older brother. Sometimes I'm sure you want to just punch your older brother.
Not at all. Well, she wants to punch me, but
yeah, I know exactly.
I would never hit her.
I would hope not, Peaches. Well, Peaches, it looks like Christmas came early here.
I was about to say I feel totally unprepared, and I should have learned from last year. Last year, I had no gifts for anybody, and it's a repeat this year.
Well, it's only the 16th.
I gotta admit,
I thought about getting some candy or something and bringing it in, or donuts.
I bought your Christmas gift yesterday.
Oh, Good for you.
Oh, good for you.
Well, thanks, Peaches. That's very nice of you. People are stopping by with presents left and right. And yeah, I'm with you where I'm like, hey, I didn't bring anything today.
Right.
It's Monday the 16th. It's not even Christmas.
And I only bring gifts for people that I care about. So.
Whoa! Yeah, I should have just grabbed a bag of candy, walked around and been like, here's a candy cane. Merry Christmas.
An expired Hershey's Kiss. What is this gift?
Yeah, I posted a picture of this on the K-Bear Instagram, so it should have pushed it to the K-Bear Facebook page as well. But Stars stopped by, gave me and Peaches each a sweater that she had made for us. These are Christmas-themed sweaters with our faces on them that say Bah Humbug.
I make you look so small.
Yes, thank you for making me look small, Peaches. I appreciate that. It's better than when I've got a solo video of myself and I don't look so small.
There was a kid that came up to one of our staff members here and was like, is Peaches really that big in person? Like, I want to see how tall he is.
So Peaches has a nice white sweater with his face, with a Santa hat, says Bah Humbug. I've got the black one.
Doesn't help that I'm drinking a blueberry smoothie over there in the Cannonball studio.
Well, just don't spill it on yourself.
I think I eat lunch in my car later today, so I'll probably take it off then, and yeah.
Yeah, we're going to wear our shirts that have our own faces on them to the promotional meeting this morning, and I guess we got to wear them to the company party tonight.
That's what I knew about this gift coming.
Oh.
And I thought it was going to come, like, at the party.
Melissa keeps walking by outside, and she's afraid to come in. Come on.
Melissa has some really cool gifts, too.
See, hold on. Let me activate this mic for you right here, Melissa. Yeah. Me and Peaches were just talking about how apparently we didn't realize that today's the day that you're supposed to bring everybody in the building something.
Well, because people might be leaving
Christmas.
By, the end of the week, so I didn't want to miss. I made you a rice bag, and I made sure you got kitty one.
Oh, it's got kitties all over it. Look at that.
I think there's possibly ducks on there, too. I don't know.
Oh, there are some little ducks on it. Okay, so, is this something I can, heat up?
Yeah, you can heat it up and put it on your cold fingers or toes or
my
whatever.
Aching old man back.
There you go. So, Merry Christmas.
Well, this is very cool. Look at that, Peaches, with the cats all over it.
One of the cats kind of looks like Lucy a little bit there.
Yeah. I could see that. I could see it. Well, geez, thank you, Melissa. That's very cool. So, Melissa, who is one of the co-hosts of the Riverbend Awareness Project podcast, keep up the great work, Melissa. If you haven't checked out the newest episode, everybody, it's got Lieutenant Crane from the Idaho State Police on there. All right, so we've got a sweater. I got a kitty rice bag that I can heat up and stay warm. Jacob brought us some candy.
Even more of those Lindor truffles. Oh,
yeah, these are mine, Peaches.
Those are good.
I'm going to hide this because the last container we got of these.
Yeah, shout out to listener Troy for bringing us a giant container of truffles that I ate 95% of.
Yes, Peaches mowed them down. He even came back from lunch and was like, I bought more because I ate all of them.
And then ate them again.
And then you ate all of them again. That's okay. I did manage to have a few. And then... Who brought this one by?
That was Daniel.
Daniel brought. Yeah, sorry. I'm getting overloaded with gifts here.
The hot cocoa bomb.
Daniel brought by the hot cocoa bombs in a cute little jar. So thank you for that, Daniel. Yeah, I guess I better pick something up for everybody. I think candy canes.
Sure.
Cheap.
Get them the real bad ones, too.
the fruity
Buttered
ones.
popcorns.
Buttered popcorn candy canes. Oh, nasty. Well,
or the Bean Boozled game, and you say, pick one jelly bean.
My kids did not like Bean Boozled last year.
Oh, really?
Because I made them play the game to get the clues for where I hid their presents. So they had to basically eat all of the disgusting Bean Boozled jelly beans.
They're horrible.
Some are worse than others, that's for sure. Remember the liver one?
The liver one was really bad. Barf was extremely bad.
Barf
and then there
was pretty
the previous edition where I think there was booger.
Yeah.
And that one was gross.
I think the liver was the worst one for me.
Or dirty sock, that white one.
Dirty sock was pretty bad too. Or the one that tasted like soap. That wasn't very good either. Dishwater tasted like soap.
Yeah.
Grody. Well, I guess we've got to talk about mysterious drones. Oh, the mysterious drones taking over the eastern U.S. Now, I've looked at a lot of videos this morning about these drones. A number of them look like just airplanes to me. Others, okay, these are drones that are flying around. How big they are, I don't know. But reported drone activity prompted New York's Stewart International Airport to temporarily close runways for about an hour on Friday. And then also airspace above Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio was restricted because of drone activity. So there's, I don't know, drones going on. Are these, just small little drones like the public uses to make real estate listing videos and things like that? Again, I don't know. All that I do know is that you need to let the authorities handle this. Whatever the deal is, okay? Because the public's getting out of control. There are people pointing lasers at drones in the sky, and they end up pointing lasers at just regular airplanes, which lead to, emergency landings, frightened passengers and pilots. So just let the authorities handle this, okay? And the authorities need to watch their wording because people are stupid, okay? Trump was in the news saying, we gotta shoot these things down. You gotta say, military, throw that word. The military needs to handle this. That's how it should be worded. The military and authorities need to handle this, not, we need to shoot them down. Because I guarantee there are stupid people out there who are going to start firing off rounds at, what they think are drones in the sky, and they could be blasting rounds at airplanes, okay? So if you're working in law enforcement or anything like that, please, just take the time to figure out a nice script for your warnings about drones and discourage people from pointing lasers or firearms towards said items in the sky. This could result in major problems because society just can't be trusted. There's just too many idiots out there. Do not even attempt to plant the idea in stupid people's heads that we need to shoot things out of the sky, okay? You listen to Freak News enough on this program. It is not a stretch to think that people wouldn't start firing at everything they see in the sky because they're paranoid about what they see in the news, all right? Deep breaths, people. I hope your day is going by at a nice fast rate. Hopefully the week does as well. Roll into that holiday weekend. Yeah. I mean, I know it's not technically a holiday weekend, but anyone with any kind of sense did everything they could to make it a holiday weekend. Who did not? Me. But I might actually take a trip down the hall and chat with Jade about this, because the last time I had an opportunity to make an extended weekend and didn't, I was so mad at myself. And I could make this happen. Just gotta, again, go try to work it out with him. And then get myself way ahead of the game, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, what was I gonna dive into here? I was looking at some terrible pictures online of the 10-day inversion that Salt Lake City's been going through. It's not generally one of those places that you think about as having horrific air conditions, but I have been in Salt Lake at times where I'm like, is there a massive fire burning somewhere that we just can't see? I mean, horrific air conditions at Salt Lake at times. And right now they're getting a little bit of a breather after 10 days of, it looked like photos you'd see from Beijing. It looked really bad. And they're just letting everybody know, enjoy it while you can. It's going to come back. This has been a problem in Salt Lake for a long time. I don't know what they need to do to fix it, because more and more people keep moving in and they keep building and expanding. Pretty soon, Salt Lake is going to be one of the worst places on the planet to visit. Anywhere where you've got a city nestled in between a bunch of mountains, it can get kind of gross. Pocatello can get that way sometimes. Now, I haven't lived in Pocatello for over a decade, so I don't know if it's still at times as bad as it was when I, lived there, but we used to call it the potato mist. And it was just grody. Ugh. So, we might have a stink in the air as of late in Idaho Falls that I will again say that I hope something is going to be done about. Didn't notice it today yet, but anyone in Idaho Falls can tell you it's been grody a few days as of late. But at least, you can see through it, all right? It's not a hazy, brownish gray mist in the air. It just smells bad. It doesn't look like you need to slap on an N95 when you peek out your windows. Ugh. Anyway, just might want to avoid Salt Lake till winter's over. I was just looking through this article about, what are they calling it here? Sleep divorce? Jeez. What a way to guilt people on just trying to get a good night's rest. All right? There's nothing wrong with sleeping separate from your significant other if you have, some reasons that it works out good for the two of you to do so. Some people just sleep better by themselves. All right? This article, it goes through some of the reasons that separate beds can make for a happier relationship. But without fail, every time I've seen one of these articles, you've got people talking about, my partner snores and blah, 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 and it's so aggravating me and I just can't sleep. Your partner might be dealing with health problems, all right? If they snore, rather than get mad at them for it, maybe send them in to see a sleep doctor. Get things checked out. They might have sleep apnea. They could be dealing with a major health problem. And you wouldn't guilt somebody for another kind of health problem. Oh, geez, I'm so sick of your cancer. It's so annoying. Sleep apnea is serious business, all right? Take that from a guy who straps on a CPAP mask every night, okay? I'm grateful that at some point I got a sleep study done, and they're like, oh, geez, you're like not breathing all the time while you're trying to sleep. Put this mask on. Hook yourself up to a machine, buddy. Can't imagine sleeping without it. There are times when I'll just doze off in my recliner, wake up with a sore throat. I'm like, oh yeah, you've been chainsawing, buddy. Can't even enjoy a nap. So can you imagine you finally get a nap in? Somebody's yelling at you, you're snoring again. Anyway, my whole point was just, if you deal with snoring, you should get it checked out. That's just coming from a guy who's gotten yelled at by all kinds of people over the years for my annoying snoring. It's like, hey, it's not a choice. Do you think anybody goes to bed and is like, I can't wait to start snoring? No, it's involuntary. Jeez. So, yeah, get yourself checked out. And then after that, if you choose to sleep in separate beds, that's your business. I just think they need a better term for it, because sleep divorce makes it sound like it's a problem, which it isn't. It's not if you are choosing to do so. If you just sleep better by yourself, who cares? Don't let people judge you. Anyway, just wanted to remind you to get a sleep study if you have any questions about your night of rest. All right? Always good to get things checked out. It's the Victor Wilt Show, and let's talk about this show. You're hanging out with me right now. I don't know if you listen to the whole show every day. If you don't, because you're not up super early or whatever, don't forget you can get the show on demand everywhere podcasts can be found. Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, everywhere. riverbendmediagroup.com. Post the show every day for your enjoyment, so you can dig it up as you wrap Christmas gifts or run errands or do chores or sit, whatever. Up to you. Peach's show also available on demand. We launched a podcast for our interviews called the Artist Interrogations Podcast. You can look that one up. And I was actually a guest on a podcast over the weekend, Fueled by Weird. I posted about this on my social, but wanted to throw out the reminder if you want to listen to me yap about all things Victor Wilt with Chris Daly, host of Fueled by Weird. Just Google it up. Go to YouTube. Fueled by Weird, Victor Wilt. Or look on, all of those podcast platforms. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. You know, me and Chris talked about all kinds of stuff. Talked about Christmas, radio, music, you know, raising children, all kinds of stuff. It was a pretty good show. So if you haven't checked it out yet, give it a listen. And follow his show, just like you follow all of ours. Peaches is even launching a brand new podcast where he talks with radio people called Talking Between the Songs. So I'm not sure if the first episode's up yet, but we'll let you know when that's available. And we've got a bunch of other ideas for some as well. So give the Victor Wilt Show a listen. At some point, Josh and Chantel at Classy surpassed me in downloads for their podcast. We cannot have Classy beaten K-Bear. So go listen to my show. I'll try to do a better show. All right? I know it's not always great, but I'll try. I'll try harder. All right? Just give me a crappy rating and listen to it every now and again. Thank you. Kind of crazy. Time went by at a decent pace today, which is nice. Hopefully the rest of it does as well. Why? Because I don't want to be at work. I'd rather be at home. Even though I have chores to do. A little bit of tidying up. I don't even know why. I've got my daughter coming to visit this weekend. Why tidy up? She's going to mess up the house. That's what kids do. I get it all nice and clean. And then by probably the time we wake up the following day after she gets there, she's going to have blankets all over the house. I should just slack. That's what I should do. Kick back all week. Leave it a mess. Who cares? Anyway, I hope you don't have to do too much tidying to get ready for guests. She's the only one coming then in a few weeks or about a month. My other daughter's coming to visit. And same deal. Why tidy up? Who cares? I don't know. For some reason, if I have even one chore that needs to be done around my house, it just drives me crazy. Like, oh, there's a few dishes in the sink. Why are you playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas again? Huh, dude? Why don't you go do those dishes? You need to sweep and mop. The cat tracked in a bunch of mud. Sure, you cleaned it up with paper towels, but that's just smearing it around. Get that mop out, bro. Ah! No. No chores. Or so I'd like to claim. Can't resist. I gotta say, though, holy crap, and I know I've talked about this a couple times in the last week, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is a great game. It is so much better than I remembered, and so much longer, too. I think the actual playtime's on par with 4 and 5. Yeah, it's been wonderful. Been wonderful playing through that. So, is it that time, Peaches?
It's that time.
Meeting time. I guess we gotta go.
You're not the one in charge of all the promotions. I am.
I know. I don't miss it.
But you used to do it, so thank you.
I did. I used to do 3 station promotions.
That's right.
Ooh.
Well, I'm doing 3, technically.
I guess so, but they're generally shared.
Right.
It's
not different.
It's not trying to do like the Star Guitar charity auction and Baby Bump at the same time. Oh!
Baby
Brutal.
Bump, I think, pretty soon.
Baby Bump is coming pretty soon.
Yeah.
If you know any pregnant people, we'll let you know. We'll let you know at the beginning or toward the end of the year. I think that's when pre-promo launches, toward the end of the year. Let you know when you can win a bunch of baby stuff from Z103.
That stuff's expensive. You'll need it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. More expensive than ever now, so might as well enter to win.
My future kid's going to sleep on the floor.
Yeah, they got by back in the day. Put them in a little hay basket.
That's right. Yeah, you play Red Dead Redemption 2. There was no cribs back then or nurseries.
Yeah, I drove by a nice display for Christmas. They had the baby Jesus.
Right there.
Just in a little basket of hay.
And you think if you're religious, you would want your kid to emulate what Jesus is doing.
So you put them in a basket of hay.
And you have 3 wise men come by?
Yeah, let them take care of it. That's right. The old school nanny. 3 wise men.
That could be a fun promotion. The 3 wise guys show up to your kid.
Oh, and it's the mafia?
It's me, you, and Jay.
I thought you'd have, Tony Soprano. The 3 wise guys. roll in.
SNL did a skit on that, I think.
Did they?
Yeah, it was like
Wouldn't surprise me.
John Goodman, Sylvester Stallone, and some other guy. I forgot exactly who it
Yeah,
was.
if that bit hadn't been done yet, like, holy cow. All right, we're going to get out of here. We're going to go to our meeting. We'll be back later. Thank you again for tuning in to The Victor Welch Show. This program is a production of Riverbend Media Group. To contact the show or for more information, hit us up at riverbendmediagroup.com.